This is the second part of the spiritual zone. And while we've talked about the spiritual dynamics of performance being identity, higher purpose, and values, there's another dimension of the spiritual zone, because anything spiritual is relational. And the Champion's Way is a deeply relational approach to performance. And it's so important that we learn to perform from a place of relationship. When you begin to perform outside of relationship, where all that becomes important is the goal, you begin to separate yourself from connection, because everything becomes focused on that thing out there that determines who you are, and you can get so wrapped up in it that you actually separate yourself from yourself in the pursuit of that goal. That is what's called performance orientation, where who you are is determined by how you perform. And that's how the crack in the foundation comes about, where you are so driven to achieve. That's what my downfall was. My father died when I was 15. I didn't really know him, but I didn't have love, nurture. No one said I love you. And the next day I had to go back to school, and I just remember having to get 100 on that history exam. And in the place where I needed nurture, I turned this instead to achievement. And it set up a whole lifetime of dysfunction where I had to achieve to have worth. And the trappings of performance orientation is that it looks good on the outside. Well, that person's a great achiever. Look what they've done, but they're fractured on the inside, because your worth has nothing to do with your score. I remember caddying for a little champion who's 7 years old in a world championship, and he triple bogeyed the first hole, and he stood behind the hole and yelled out loud 3 times, "I hate myself, I hate myself, I hate myself." So I have to ask you, if you're a parent, if you're a coach, or even yourself as you look at your achievement, are you raising a goal or a soul? Like, what is it that you're becoming? What is it that you're really creating on your road to championship? A whole person? A great competitor who's fractured as a person? How is your sport, how is your performance, how is your competition causing you to be a better person? That's that whole idea of mission. I have a greater purpose, a greater end, a greater vision than just the result. So again, we want to be sure that we're working on those values, because the values keep us centered.